Hello, beloved ones. We are the ninth dimensional Arcturian Council, and we are pleased to have the opportunity to communicate with you in this direct way through this channel today. We have observed that many of you have been responding in some level of fear to our recent messages about the upcoming events that will be witnessed globally on your planet.
Oh yes, we are definitely going there again. Today we're going to be taking another look at people who can communicate with the Arcturian Council. These people are called starseeds, and I'm probably not the best person to explain exactly who they are, so I'm going to leave that to Professor X of the Starship Enterprise.
Starseeds are starborns, souls that do not come from Earth.
Now, Professor X happens to be an Arcturian starseed, and with that comes some great wisdom, and only an Arcturian starseed could come out with spellbinding philosophical comments like this.
When you quiet your mind, it gets quiet in your mind.
Now, sorry, I usually leave this bit until later on into the video, but you've seen the best of it in the video already. It just gets rubbish from this point in. So if you are going to subscribe, please subscribe now for more of this absolute nonsense. Anyway, what is an Arcturian? Well, an Arcturian could be, according to this video anyway, a 5th to 11th dimensional frequency being or something.
This is a 5th dimensional to 11th dimensional vibrational civilization.
But according to this video, they are highly evolved 9th to 10th dimensional beings.
Arcturians are highly evolved 9th to 10th dimensional beings, and they work with us at a 10th dimensional frequency.
But according to Professor X from the Starship Enterprise, the Arcturians are incarnated and downloaded beings from the future.
We have incarnated and downloaded ourselves back from the future into these vessels to help assist to restore this dimension.
Now, you might be wondering why there's such inconsistency in the descriptions that these people are giving of Arcturians. And if we ignore the completely obvious rational explanation for that, which is they're all bonkers and just making stuff up, if we ignore that, it becomes very difficult to explain that inconsistency. So let's move a little bit further and ask ourselves, how do you know if you yourself are actually from Arcturus?
How do you know if you're from Arcturus?
It's a great question. How do we know if we are from Arcturus? Now, obviously, Arcturus is a star. So she probably means one of the planets around Arcturus, even though it doesn't have planets. It's all very complicated. But essentially, we need to now go to Professor X of the Starship Enterprise because he is the man who knows how we can find our planetary origin.
Find your planetary origin. You can Google that.
Yes, you can Google it. He's dropping some massive knowledge bombs today. So I did. I Googled, what is my planetary origin? And I'm glad I did, because when I did Google it, I found this Reddit post here and I opened it full of excitement, and this Reddit post told me that there were ways to find my original birthplace, and the only piece of information I needed to find my original birthplace was the location in which I was born. I do love that. It's a fantastic approach, isn't it? I can help you answer any question you want, and all you're going to need in advance is the answer to the question you're asking. I love it. I love it. Now, there are other ways to find out if we ourselves are Arcturian. Apparently, Arcturians all have particular characteristics, particular traits, and to explain those to us is Miss Marple.
These are some of the attributes of being from Arcturus. You are high frequency. You have a natural empathy. You're interested in people. You want to create a better future for everybody. You want to be peaceful.
Now, it was this point in my journey that I realised I share those characteristics. Therefore, I myself must be from Arcturus. I thought, no way.
No way! Adi. What?
Exactly, and thank you for that, Jake. Now, it turns out that there are even more ways that you can determine if you're from Arcturus.
There are lots of other ways of telling if you're Arcturian.
And my research tells me the main one is that you probably look like this, which, to be honest, is is probably where I would have started the explanation, to be fair. But it is 2025 and we don't want to be singling out people for the way they look, so let's look at other ways we can determine if somebody is from Arcturus. This lady here also has a video about it.
Sign number 3 is that your memories are strong. Arcturians are blessed with strong, vivid memories.
There we go. Arcturians have excellent memories. Now, I would perhaps suggest in my ignorance, if you can't remember or not, if you are from another planet, then perhaps your memory isn't that good, so perhaps you're not from another planet. But Arcturians, not only having good memories, they also have some amazing skills. For example, in this video here, a starseed from a planet, I'm assuming around Sirius, shows us the amazing magical abilities to heal people using galactic sound. Now, I can testify that that healing actually works. You see, before I watched that video, I had this burning desire inside that I wanted to listen to somebody singing. And as soon as I watched that video, that desire went away instantly. It was truly special. Now, moving on. If you are from Arcturus and you want to speak to someone from Arcturus, you're going to have to learn the language. But as it happens, and we've spoken on this channel about this before, some people from Arcturus are dragons. It's all very complicated. Just go with me on this one. So you have to learn the Arcturian dragon language. That was excellent. And in case you don't speak Arcturian dragon language, what he said there was the next lady we see isn't speaking Arcturian dragon language, she just has something stuck in her throat. Now, I'd love to carry on, but I've got to pause this video. We have some breaking news coming out of the Arcturian Council. Here to deliver the message for us is Professor X, but this time, not Professor X of the Starship Enterprise, but Professor X of Saturday Night Fever. Take it away, Professor.
This is a channel message from the Council of Light, the Council of Creation, specifically from the Arcturians.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're ready to broadcast that message now. I believe it has something to do with using your third eye to improve your internet connection. I'm not sure. Let's get back to him straight away.
When you clear your heart and your mind, you will receive clearer downloads, for there are bandwidths of light that your physical eyes can't yet see, but your third eye, your inner eye, can interpret these energies.
Okay, that was very helpful. Now, before we wrap up, I've just got to say, if you feel like you've learnt something from this today, you are an idiot. And if you really do want to go and research starseeds, then the best place to go is in the comment section of the videos, because it's littered with people from Arcturus. I'll leave you with this. This thread here is a very educational thread from a lady who loves the Arcturians. In fact, she calls them almost every day and please them to send me healing energy. Almost a sentence that makes sense. Now, the question we're all asking is, how do you call them? Except we might ask that with a question mark. And this lady tells us, well, just with my voice, loud or silent. She calls all her chakras together and go into my big golden chakra. I'm ready to go into the Arcturian frequencies. And I wish my Arcturian helpers to me and please bring me the Arcturian light. I think we've all learnt something here today, ladies and gentlemen. And that might be summarized by this here, by somebody else who's also had communications with them, but only while on DMT, which for those who don't know is a psychedelic drug. Now, if you want to be visited by an Arcturian, it turns out the best time to do that is when you're actually asleep and dreaming. Blue Sky Bliss says, I just saw an Arcturian at the foot of my bed tonight for the first time. They go on to say, the more I woke up, the less clear I could see her. Or alternatively, when I woke up, I was no longer dreaming that I was seeing an Arcturian. Somebody else here, awoken to an Arcturian at the side of their bed. And I've got to say, that is one ballsy burglar, isn't it? To break into somebody's house, walk into the bedroom, and when they see you, convince them that you're an alien. That is amazing. Now, some Arcturians have amazing talent. Like this person here, who asked the question, can your ear bugs walking? I can. Now, I might even be jealous of that talent once I decode that and find out what on earth it's meant to mean. Petralgan seems to be a bit lost. Maybe I can help him. He says, it's not clear to me where I can find out my planetary origin. Can someone give me directions? Yes, look down. Vania Shuren 8978 isn't from Arcturus, but they are from Arcturians, and they're very helpful. They're here to teach and share their wisdom, I assume, that they've brought from Arcturus. They're going to help people heal themselves. Now, what mysterious talents from Arcturus have they brought? Well, they do yoga, play the violin, and write poetry. These are skills that mere human beings could never, ever, ever, ever dream of being able to perform. Well done. Thank you, Vanishiran 8978, for your contributions to mankind. Dolly's Mummy 3 says, I have been told by someone who communicates with the Arcturians that I'm a 10th dimension Arcturian and half Pleiadian. Well, my advice to you is whenever you see the person who told you that in the future, turn around, don't look at them, and simply never talk to them again. You're welcome. That advice was free. Now, if you're not an Arcturian yourself, maybe you've got spiritual guides from the heavenly bodies. For example, this person here has 9th dimensional Arcturian, Lyrian, Pleiadian, and Syrian cat guides. He also says, great video. Trans Van Gaal says, just googled and Arcturus doesn't have any planets around it. How can we be from a star with no planets around it? Well, listen, my advice to you is stop asking sensible questions. This is clearly not the place for that. Now, me and you might not possess the powers of the Arcturians, but this Arcturian here isn't going to shame us for our inability. In fact, he's going to offer us some encouragement. He says, our spaceship will go through a divisional alignment midway through the astronomic displacement field for the next 1,980 Earth cycles. Now, similar to how blood goes through your liver, though the frame of reference for you would be from the mitochondria in a blood cell. The truth is, you're all deceived. Never mind. Apparently we are still in the womb. Please, Earthlings, choose wisely to exist. Wise, wise, wise words.